Morning, Wednesday night. An evil virus ravaged the land. Unsuspecting Reid was eating chili and watching the debate, and suddenly needed large doses of NyQuil. But like the postman, Reid could not miss his appointed rounds. Please welcome our second evaluator, Reid Manchester.
Kathi was tasked with using voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest in her message. If someone were to say that Kathi spoke without energy and passion, it would be calumny, I say! Calling it a bag of sticky, festering lies would not do it justice. It's calumny! There isn't anyone at Toastmasters with more energy and passion than she does. Why didn't she show that in her opening message? She began with, grandkids. We can all, no, not so much. I just like grandkids, despite the gray hair. I would think that with someone with your energy and passion, you could reach much deeper into that bag of tricks that you have, and I would encourage you to do that going forward. You did make excellent use of the objectives: pitch, rate, quality, volume, as you very often do. Speaking on giving the grandkids back, which I can imagine would be a very gratifying situation, you took a step back, slowed down the pace for just a moment, which was great. And when speaking of the dog, you said, wait, let's add another factor. And you brought the pace down again. I think it was very effective. Later in the speech, she mentioned, do you remember the sound of a 2.5-year-old screaming, whining, and you exaggerated it, and that also was very effective. So you've done a very good job throughout the speech. Whoop, whoop! I mean, that got our attention. I suddenly thought, is there an ambulance going on? And humor, you always introduce humor. Chasing the dog in a figure eight. I think that you always create great imagery. I think it's one of your special talents. And it's clear that there's never a dull moment in the Taylor household. Trying to imagine any of the Taylors lying around listless watching television just doesn't work. But I want to come to the use of video at the end of the speech. Use of video and any sort of tool will of course be valuable if it backs up your message. And in this case, I'm not sure that it did, because it was long enough that I began to wonder, wait a second, what is her message? And as I look back on the speech, I started to think, does it have a beginning, a middle, and an end? What is the point of the speech? And I realized I couldn't find one. So it made me think that perhaps you had focused so much on the variety component of your objectives and forgotten about all the many other lessons that we've learned through speeches 1 through 5. In future, I would recommend that you keep an eye on adding all those components into your speech. And I want to make one last personal challenge. I think your next speech should be about something more ethereal, something that you don't know personally that's not about your family. Great job, awesome, keep up the good work.